Woohoo! Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, or whatever it is. I don't know. Glad you could be here today, guys. Back on Flat Earth British for a Friday special tonight. I've got some awesome guests, literally true legends of the Truther and Flat Earth community, like literal rock stars of the community, who stand in their truth and bring the truth down hard to literally help the rest of humanity, which is a very beautiful thing. So I thank you guys for doing that. Anyway, standing up. Warriors! So, first of all,
it's getting hard. They clearly don't want us around, do they? These internet people. So
that's just tough shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go away. I'm not going to be quiet. But unfortunately, I have no control over the algorithms of YouTube and Facebook. So what does that? What do you do with that? You try and get away from that and push people into the real world. Hence why we're here to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, we got Alex Michael, who's conspiracy music guru, guys. If you don't already know, you probably do. And both of my very good friends as well, which always helps. And Dave Manall, who I'm guessing you all know. Trinity4, one of the I don't know how many activists are actually left in the world that do what you do.
There's a handful of guys at it.
Yeah, not too many banging at it. I try myself. But yeah, tonight is going to be a true rock and roll favor, guys. Okay, we're going to just literally just get groovy and fantastic. We're going to kick stones. This is what we're doing here tonight, okay? So yeah, exactly. Look, wow, it's so strange. That looks like you got a cardboard thing on your face and it's going back and forth. You know the ones?
So that is in India.
That's really good.
Yeah, big shout out to India Wilson, who's in hospital at the moment, I hear. So big love to her. We love India. She's done so much for the community in the background, you wouldn't believe. So big love to her.
Good wishes to you, India.
Yeah, man. It's a praise for her. So yeah, this stream is going to be talking about the upcoming Guru Gathering, which is going to be thrown in Javier later this year in September. Javier, as they say, with an X. Javier.
Well, it's with a J and with an X, because there's Valenciano and there's Castellan, so there's different dialects. So you'll see signposts that say Javier or ex-Javier, so it gets a bit confusing.
Oh, right, that's what's going on. All right, thanks for clearing that up. Now I know. Yeah. So the community, a lot of the community was absolutely gutted that they missed last year's affair. It was just literally in the annals of history now, isn't it? It's one of those seminal moments in the community. You know, so many crazy heads there. It was just all these famous people, and Andrew Kaufman and everybody else was there one day. It was just so fantastic. We had a great time. Stay away from the wine next time, though. That's my.
It was an unbelievable
day too. Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
No, it was an incredible energy, and I think that the people, there were some people that have made names for themselves in the YouTube world.
Yeah, man.
Like these two guys in the room, but it was just, I think people were making friends and they were connecting with people in ways that are deeper than the ways that we can connect with people. Yeah. In the world today.
Well, network is lifetime connections, brother. The people look at you. We met in a convention back in Birmingham. We're still, mates. It's just that's how it works. Yeah, man. You got to get out and about in the world. That's where the magic happens.
I met Alex on the the Euro Tour in 2019.
I remember it so well.
And then I've been feeling like for the last few years. Obviously, we were on a bit of a trajectory come 2019 after the Euro Tour, 40 countries or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah, and then you were going to do America, and COVID.
And we were going to do America, and things were really hotting up in the Flat Earth community. And then, of course, everybody got pushed home, and that changed everything. And since then, I've been really pushing to try and because I know the online space is going to become more difficult. I mean, YouTube already makes it unpleasant for me. There's so many adverts, and anyway. I thought we have to be getting together. So when we were living off grid in South Africa in 21, Andrea and I organized a Flat Earth event in South Africa.
I remember, yeah.
And then we wanted to do yeah, we wanted to do something else. And I just, I've been also, as you know, like bouncing around from place to place and not really had anything stable to build from. But at the beginning of last year, I was like, we've got to do something, And my mate Dan has got some land out in Portugal where we lived off grid in 2020. And I said, oh, maybe Dan will hold, I asked him if he'll host us. And I contacted Alex, going, how about you come over to Portugal and we have a big Flat Earth festival? He said, fuck that, I'm not going to Portugal. But
yeah, no.
That's verbatim, actually.
Yeah, no, pretty much. And so that started the ball rolling. And after last year's, as you know, Martin, it was epic. And after that, we were all like on cloud 9 and like, let's do something.
It took me a month to get home.
Yeah. None of us wanted to leave Spain. None of us wanted to leave. People were looking to extend their stay. Yeah,
just stay there.
Yeah, we would go. Oh, let's stay another couple more days.
Yeah, that's why I came here on holiday, and I was equally magnetized. I'm like, why can't I live here? So that's
just under Mount Go with all that energy pouring off.
There's something magical about this place. It pulled me here, and I saw the landscape, and I felt the energy, and I'm like, I need to live here. So you felt what I felt, 12 years ago.
So magical. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Hippie. Yeah, so we had this plan to kind of do a similar thing where we gave people the opportunity to kind of get together, make friends, hang out, be free to kind of do whatever. Alex last year was very kind and supplied a huge amount of herbaceous material that people were able to imbibe.
Yeah.
And so there was an area down here that people were, it looked like it was like a convention of steam train enthusiasts. There was just smoke coming from all various sort of, channels and pipes and
you're welcome, by the way.
Yeah. He laid it on last year, and so we knew that we wanted to do something, as well as having the magnetism of Alex's incredible musical offering, which is growing, and I'm sure he'll tell you more about that. But we wanted to kind of give people the chance to put arms around each other, and hang out in private and have some fun. So the whole of this year's event, for me, looks like a 5-day event, starting on the Sunday, ending on the Thursday. So that's like the Sunday, the 19th of September, through the Thursday, the 24th of September. The first day is going to be like a little meet and greet and a banners. You remember we did some great activism on the beach on the first day last year. We're going to do the same thing this time. The second day, we're going to have an afternoon or evening meal at this villa that we've hired. It's like a 5-acre villa, 50 square meter swimming pool. We're going to have a juice bar, food, some entertainment. We've got 2 sort of band stages or setups, rigs, if you like. So we'll have our friends, Evil Seagull, are going to be like the lead music guys, but we're going to have other people doing music as well. I'm offering some breath work in the morning on a couple of the later days, but the jewel, the crown of the jewel, is day 3, in this case, the 22nd of September, when Alex does the Guru Gathering right on the beach in a big venue that's kind of operates as a nightclub. So he's going to have all the big sound, lights, food, drinks. The whole thing is going to be laid on there, and Alex can talk more about that. And then after that, the 2 days after that, we've got 2 full days at this villa, which is the whole swimming and just people hanging out and eating and drinking and having a good time. So that's the quick synopsis. Now this video here is the venue, and Alex might want to talk more about this.
Yeah, when this is in Javier. Javier is known as the Pearl of the Costa Blanca. It's just absolutely stunning. We're treated to 320 days of sunshine a year. We have a microclimate here. When I first came here, I was like, this is incredible. And so I decided to live here. And I've been here for like 12, 13 years. And this venue where you see this little bay that you see in Javier.
There it is. How beautiful is that?
Yeah, just mute that.
Javier is located in the province of Alicante.
So yeah,
equidistant from the provincial capital, Valencia, to the north, and Alicante to the south, both with international airports some 100 kilometers.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's a tourist video of the. I mean, look how stunning this place is. So that's one of the reasons I decided to move here. It was just, I couldn't believe this was Spain. I thought Spain was lager louts, Brits abroad, Benidorm hooligans. That's what I thought Spain was. And then I saw this landscape, decided to move here. Anyway, the venue is on the Arenal beach, which is 10 minutes from my house. And I go there, you know, once a week to have a little beer and some olives. And we got quite friendly with the venue, and we asked if it was available to hire. I can't believe we've managed to secure this incredible venue in this incredible location, which is like meters away from the beach. It holds like a 400 capacity. There's a little outside terrace. There's a stage. There's a booming sound system. There's a lighting rig. We're going to have a 3-hour open bar. We're going to have tapas spread throughout the day, throughout the venue. So that's all included in the ticket price. And you know, me and my new band will be, you know, playing some defiant, anti-establishment, conscious, awake and aware music, all in 4/3/2, which we're working on furiously. It's quite a big. We're working so hard to make this 1 hour and a half that we're on stage to make it as powerful as possible. We're having to scale this up. Before we had 2 guitars, which, okay, it filled my summer kitchen here in the villa, and we had a lovely atmosphere. But now we've got a stage. So now I've got to put on a show. We've got a bass player in Jasper now, as you saw.
I know, Jasper's wicked.
Yeah,
I mean, what you need is a good drummer. You need a bit of a not a Keith Moon.
I'm glad you said that. Now, because we have now a bass player in Jasper, which happened completely,
which is awesome.
Which is awesome. He just got up and we're like, okay, you're in, brilliant. And he wants to move to the area as well. He's currently in the process of doing that. And so we're like, we've got a bass, we've got 2, and we're learning harmonies and that sort of. We're like, we need drums. We've got to have drums. So unfortunately, we don't have a drummer. So I'm programming all the drums. I'm going to hide this drum pattern in my little pedal. So I'm saying we've got an invisible drummer. I just press a button on my little pedal by my foot, and then we've got drums. So we've now kind of got a drummer that I've had to literally sit there and record and sequence the whole bloody thing. So now we've got a bass player, now we've got 2 guitars, now we've got harmonies, now it's a show. Now we've got lights, now we've got a stage, now we've got a sound system. So scaling that up musically is a hell of a challenge, but I can't wait to, I'm now putting on a show, not just putting on events and organizing the event, I'm putting on a show. So that obviously comes with its stresses, and but I'm embracing it. Like, I'm in the studio every day trying to make everything, I want it to sound great, because I think we're starting something magnificent here. Yeah. Dave really kicked me in the ass and went like, real people, real events, those critical interactions, those connections are really important. And I get it now. I finally, like, something's clicked and I've gone, okay, I get it. So what we're starting here, God only knows where we're going to be in 5 years. I hope we can actually start getting thousands of people to gather in the real world. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Well, sure. They have it in these mainstream events where they use nothing on offer. It's just absolutely rubbish. And like, they go for 3 days. There's not much going on, and they're happy to go to them. So this is like a whole new ball of wax. This is like freedom, expression, all good creative artists together, networking, where you're not going to meet anybody like that the rest of the year. You just going shopping and that. You're not going to meet these people in the ordinary world.
Oh, guys,
it's hardly ever. Yeah, but you go to these events and it's like, whoa, I'm not alone. Everyone else is just like me.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of flat Earth evidence in this video. I wonder if it's a flat Earth promo video.
I went in that church, I'm sure. Do you reckon?
I mean, it wasn't all flat, I noticed, but I want to say that I think we're learning that we are energetic beings, and well, here's an example. This is it. This is some footage from last year, right here.
Oh,
bang! People were going radio rental. They were going. We loved it.
Franz was awesome as well. I love Franz, man.
Franz is awesome, and he brings a good energy to the whole party.
Yeah.
Ben, of course.
It's funny, we were saying off air, like before we came on, I was over in Denia today, just walking along the beach with the wife, and guess who I bumped into? I bumped into Franz having a drink with Claire, who you just saw on the video there in the white dress. I don't know if you remember Claire, Dave, do you?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they've made a connection, and now she's flying over from the UK. Yeah. She's a teacher. She's only been in this sort of community for a couple of years. Now her and Franz are friends, and that wouldn't have happened without this. So I'm just, it's just weird. The connections that are being made is insane.
There are friendships that I'm not aware of, and friendships I'm not aware of. People doing business together, or using each other's skills to enhance something. Yes. Yes. And we, you know, we are, I was going to say, we are energetic beings. And if our energetic frequency is altering, or the environment around us is altering, not everybody is going to be able to ride with that frequency. And I think, you know, this song of yours, Alex, you know, couldn't it be right that we could get together and stop fight and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that this was a real testament to the opportunity of getting together, because it's different when you're online versus when you're in people's energy space. And this gave us that, well, there's my little boy, and this gave us that big time, you know. So yeah, we were like absolutely on cloud nine, and so many people said to me this was the weekend of their lives, you know, older people, and you know, it wasn't just hubris, it was like the day or two after, like what happened there.
Yeah,
you know,
we all knew it was special when it was happening, and it was just like, what, I don't know, it just seemed like something like that could never happen again. That certain atmosphere.
And look at that man there with the guitar. Look at that man with the guitar.
Yeah.
Look at him. He is doing what he came here to do.
He's lit.
Not sit in his grandmother's basement and play with himself. This is what he's meant to be doing.
So beautiful,
and I
man.
see that. And
I know that couple.
And so you know what? I think what Alex wanted to do was to have, given this is like the door has been opened that has been waiting to be opened for a long time, and now Alex is wanting to step through that. And I think that what he's able to deliver with his one-day special guru gathering in the middle of this event this week is like to give people and himself that opportunity to have the full, you know, the full fat experience. And that's what I'm looking forward to, and I think that's what people can look forward to, something, you know, for him and us at next level in terms of a musical offering. And then of course there's going to be all the friendships and the energetic connections that are different in a flat earth group or you know.
There's a lot of love in the flat earth group, brother. You know, you can just feel the love between people. Everyone's just loving on one another. The hugs are genuine. Everyone's just being themselves.
Yeah,
you know, everyone puts
one of the really nice
in the world.
One of the really nice moments that I remember with you, Martin, is you came up to me, and I can't remember where, because I mean, it was such a blur that whole weekend. But I remember you looking at me,
standing by where the beer was. Yeah, I remember.
I remember you looking at me dead in the eye and you said, "I see you, Alex. I see you." And that meant the world to me, because I know exactly what you meant by that. I know exactly I see you, and I know what you're doing, and we're on the fucking same page.
I'm doing the same.
Yeah, so I get that. So I see you too, brother.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, brother. The people realize, you know, what we do. You know, it's just my whole life and all of our lives is just for the love of everybody else. We're not even doing this selfishly. This is for love of humanity. And to me, it is a saving humanity thing that we're doing. You know, you were your healing in the 432. I think that's pretty groovy.
That's Lucy there. She's going to be our lead.
I know Lucy. I love Lucy. Yeah.
She's a long time truth. Yeah, she's a long time truth speaker, and she and John are and their band are coming down from France, bringing all the.
She lives in France.
Yeah, and there'll be 1,200 kilometers. I know, because I drove it that big in one day to see Alex. On our way down for the last year's event, we had to go and do a house sit all the way south of Alex, 500 kilometers or something. But we had to do the drive from France to his place, 1,200 kilometers, exactly 13 hours on the road. And I arrived at his place at 5 in the afternoon, and we started partying straight away, hanging out and what have you. And I'd just been like, you know, it's out of the mountains at 3 in the morning in France. So yeah, and guys are looking to do a bit of a convoy out of England. I know there's a few people who are wanting to do a drive out of England in a convoy, but you know, people need to find their own way. There's an airport just down the road, about an hour and a half. There's a fairly cheap bus that needs 2 days advance notice if you're going to use it. So it's very easy to get there. We have offered people who are going through our portal to get a ticket to the 3-day wraparound event that sits either side of Alex's gathering. We have said we can help people if they want to group together in a villa. So we get a villa that's 3 or 4 bedrooms. People can kind of jump in there, save a bit of money. and obviously spend a bit more time with people on the level.
Yeah, and try not to go home.
I would advise against that. Don't go home. Just stay here. It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
I met Casper first time last year in a convention in just outside London. I thought, oh, what an awesome chap. And then he turns up at the convention playing bass. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. One of the family.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's looking at property in the area. He's had a couple of kickbacks, but he's definitely he's been trying to find a place here for the last couple of years. It's something about this place resonates with him. He's been looking into moving to Spain before he met us and now I think because we're working together musically and we're on the same page, we've got the same mission. We want, we've obviously got a message, and I think that's probably encouraged him to want to do it even more. So this place is becoming a little bit of a magnet for like this. Even Franz's friend Sander, I don't know if you met him. He's now bought a place here.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that guy's awesome. I like.
Yeah, he's cool as fuck. Yeah, he's cool as fuck. So now he's bought a place here. So it's like more and more people are coming. So wouldn't it be wonderful? If
I like that guy.
Like a little.
You know what I liked about him? He was happy to learn.
Right.
He was sitting. He was listening. He said, "I don't know this stuff," and I like that.
And he's in the financial world as well. So he's a woke kind of tax. Consultant, so having a conscious and awake and aware someone in the finances is a very good addition to our little group, I think.
Well, I'm going to be sharing this in the link over my descriptions over the next couple of weeks, guys, over the next couple of months actually. So get on there. I would early. Okay, shame you couldn't have made that 111, isn't it?
Oh, I can if you want.
Well, I'm just saying it's a vibrational number. And it is much more of a good intent, I think.
Consider it done.
111.
You know what?
It's a divine number, my brother. I think it'll work much better. Right. If things like 444 as well. Okay. Can you remember this? This was my birthday party that we had, and that place that Dave got was out of this world. And Andrea's food, oh my God, to die for. Just fantastic.
Tortilla.
I did. Yeah, that was awesome that night.
Yeah, that was it.
Playing Wish You Were Here. Franz and Cheryl were playing Wish You Were Here. We had a little sing song.
Or America, you can opt out from the biometric.
For now.
And I said that?
For now, yes.
I said that they're going to keep it in America.
Yeah. So like the scanners you talked about. So it's only for the masses. Really. There's always going to be an.
Anyway, the villa this year is way bigger, and the deposit we paid was 11111.
And fitting in and belonging.
And as I said to Alex, my mother, she left here on 11111. It's symbolic to us.
It's been symbolic to me all my life. It's just been a part of it. This is a video by our brother Ian that he made, and he's caught Ian Jason Disbury there, and he caught some beautiful moments on this video. He had a little recce round while it was all happening.
By the way, the other video is still playing.
It can't be. Really?
Stop now.
Yeah, because you always
We're up there.
Well, sorry.
Dave Weiss really rocked it on the beach. He loved it. He did. He had one or two really good. In fact, a lady who worked for ESSA, former ESSA employee, walks up to him and says, "Tell me more." And he puts the camera up to her face, and she is blown away by what she can see. And her face, I kind of missed the moment, but her face was absolutely astounded when she took the camera away. It's like, oh no, where's it gone? Where's the ship that I was looking at gone? Over the curve? Or just
listen to this. So last week I'm on a plane and the woman sat behind me on the plane. She's going, "Oh look, I can see the curvature of Earth."
Oh,
like, no, you can't. Just
did you
ask ChatGPT?
Did you bite your tongue or did you respond?
I wanted to say, just ask ChatGPT. what it got to say about height of apparent curvature, or what Neil deGrasse Tyson says, because he says that shit's flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is flat.
Yeah, exactly.
That Artemis shit was pretty flat as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, let's have a look at that, man. So, yeah, Matt, I watched it live on Max Sargent with David was on there.
Yeah.
It was a blast, man. It was really groovy.
But it's the same
So hang on. There was all the
They haven't upped their game in any way, shape, or form. It's the same thing. Rocket goes up, switch to animation. Same shit.
Yeah, but Dave just put out a video saying that this is a balloon, the same as what they do with the space shuttle. I think he might be right, you know.
I think he's right.
I can't believe.
I've been suggesting that for years, by the way.
Oh, you have, Dave.
Don't let Dave steal all of that.
Yeah, Tifa.
Have you seen the close-ups of the rockets at the bottom? They clearly look like they're made of some sort of thick material or canvas or whatever. So it just lends credence to the idea for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Don't you find it unusual that people, even in the mainstream, actually believe any of this is happening? They went like literally within a second straight to like CGI. So it was like everything thereafter this little bit was CGI. It's just like, and then everyone's like, what, do you think there's a man actually floating in space at 17, going along at 17,500 miles an hour, taking pictures of it?
Third party. Yeah, third party. I mean, it's the same as that one with the Indian moon landing. They claimed that, of course, it's CGI, but some believers will say, no, that was the footage.
Yeah.
Filmed by some third party. But this is, for me, for years, I've been saying, no, this is a helium balloon. And what they've done is they've used that technology they make paddle boards with that you inflate to get super rock hard.
Yeah.
They're using the same material. That material
Don't NASA have all the helium?
Huh?
Don't they own all the helium?
Yeah.
NASA? Or is it the oxygen? The helium?
Yeah. Now, obviously, that's for the Saturn program as well as this.
Well, and this as well, of course, they're the largest consumer in the world of helium. So it's not just the Saturns, it's this, what you're looking at here.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah. I think they have their own 3 helium mines, but I can't confirm that. But, you know, it makes sense. If you needed such a big bag full of helium, and of course, every now and again, it gets a puncture. But there's a lot of steam being produced here, right? There's a lot of flame and steam that's being produced. I think they've got jets they actually use to create that increase.
Well, no, I know they do it. Do you know them sparklers we used to have in them laser guns when we were children? All the sparks come out and they smell nice. Yeah, so they spark them in and they ignite the fuel. It's literally an explosion.
So here's a thought, right? If it's a helium balloon and it only weighs 1 ton, a few tons, then when they release it, they only need a small amount of thrust in order to get it, because helium's going to rush upwards anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
We know that. So if they give it a good push, and so long as the wind is not more than 8 miles an hour, they won't launch or something if it's more than 8 miles an hour, because of course the balloon will get pushed over very quickly. And so if they give it a shove, and it's helium wanting to shoot up to 40 miles anyway, and then it'll tail off and then probably
it would require the exact amount of thrust that we're kind of seeing right there. That's what I envisage, to lift a couple of tons, which we're talking like a big car, really. If it is a canvas machine or whatever, then it can only be a couple of tons. And you would.
It's not 3,000 tons like they tell you, which is
not going up. It's not going up anymore. Now it's coming back down.
Yeah, now
but it's got to escape velocity.
Yeah, no, escape velocity.
Come on.
No, it's still going straight up. It's just that the Earth is turning, and so it makes it look like it's.
I mean,
that's exactly what it is.
Literally coming down. It's literally coming down.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But it's such a mindfuck. It's such a David Copperfield, like on steroids kind of magic show. You have to admire it in a way.
And April the 1st. Did you know the first ever apparent satellite image? Let me just show you here a minute.
Yeah.
And the first ever, I'm doing a presentation tomorrow. I'm doing a NASA debunk. I got it all ready for my show tomorrow. But there's a meme here that states that the first ever, there it is. The first television picture from space was on April the 1st.
Nothing new under the sun, right? So it's the same fucking MO, isn't it? It's the same shit.
Yeah, it's the same MO, and they're all like, you can't miss, like, that they've all signed the Official Secrets Act. They're all involved in Freemasonry. Look, here's Look, they're in what's called cislant space, which is the space between the moon and Earth, right? Yeah. But the whole journey, and I've got the whole set of photographs, is as brightly lit as this photograph. The whole journey there, apparently. So they're not in blackness out of the window. Look, you see that?
No.
And he's showing off his little ring there.
Allegiance, yeah.
Yeah, his little Masonic symbol.
Oh yeah. Look.
Yeah, so that's hush hush. And some people say this is not true, but here is the actual caption that says it is true, that NASA in Hebrew actually means to deceive.
Beguiled.
Yeah.
Beguiled. People are beguiled, and utterly forgetting who we are. Yeah. I think this is what all this trickery is about, so that we do not ever get close to understanding who we really are.
It's wizardry, man. Wizardry.
This lady, I forget her name right now. Is it Kardashian?
Yeah, Kim Kardashian. She's like a Persian princess or something. Look at her. She's Persian.
She said that the moon landings never happened.
I know she did.
So I took that clip and turned it into a little video a little while ago. So if people are interested in seeing that, because Neil, knowing you, Martin, that's probably not a real Beano comic. So I'm not going to put my hand on it and promise you that swear that I went to the moon, even if you are going to spend $5,000 on my whatever.
Yeah, look at the shadow on Earth from the moon.
I'm convinced.
No, it's not there, is it? Nothing.
Weird. Can I just check with you? Can I just check with you on that last clip, Mart?
Yeah, sure.
That's meant to be the sun shining on Earth.
Million miles out. Okay.
That's meant to be the sun shining on the Earth. Yeah. Why isn't the moon white like we see it when the sun is shining on it at full moon?
Oh, I don't know. Probably because it's CGI.
Yeah, because it's CGI. And that's supposed to be the dark side of the moon as well. And we're supposed to be 1,000,000 miles out. So like magging in, and look, there's no terminator line. You know, if you look at like a globe, you're supposed to have a terminator line, which is the line between day and night. But this is just like, it's all day. Where's the night on that ball?
Well, that's right. I mean, and the ball's just going off to the side. It's not really going around, is it? But anyway, what that must mean new moon, right? If you think about it, that would be the new moon.
Yeah, where's it disappear to before then?
If the moon is there in the daytime, it means it's with the sun. Yeah. So that means that it's the period of the new moon. We've never seen the moon for 24 hours either side of the new moon.
Exactly.
In matter of scientific fact.
But we might as well be sitting here analysing a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Well, it looks cartoon as well. That's the problem with it. And these like Apollo images, it's like, who's taking that photograph? And
I thought that was the tin foil from my curry.
Oh, mate, I'm going to show you some things tomorrow that make your hair curl. It doesn't matter that the grey dust doesn't end up in the landing thing, but, you know, the whole thing is...
Hold on, can you just go back to that last photo?
Yeah, of course.
Look at the perspective there. So that's supposed to be the size of the foot of the lunar lander, is it? And
that's a joke.
He looks ever so small. There's a perspective issue here, isn't there?
There is a perspective issue, and I'll show you that tomorrow, that perspective issue. And they say they built only one rover, but I've got a picture of 3 different rovers. So obviously AI is lying about that then.
And that aerial on the top there, that's the thing that they used to pick them up with, right? I think that was...
Okay. So that aerial disappears.
Right.
Okay, I've got like later on that day, some of the other images, that aerial's not there anymore.
Wow.
So I'm not sure what's going on, you know. It's just these are supposed to be
Bond walk across the set.
Well, it's just a set. You can see it's a set.
Look at the size of that leg. Look at the size of that leg. Now compare it to the next slide.
Completely wrong, but completely different.
Yeah, completely different. If you go to the next slide, you'll see like the comparison of how big he is against the. See, there's no way.
Oh yeah, it's much smaller. Yeah. But who's taking the photograph? Who's outside? You know, it's like they're ready. You know, to take photographs.
If the whole of the craft is in front of him and the light is on the other side of the craft, he should be in darkness. But there's,
see this thing here? Apparently, it was tucked away inside Saturn V.
Oh man!
So, who took the photograph of Skylab?
Well, I think Elon took that one.
It's ridiculous.
You guys, you may not have heard this before, because I never heard it before until I went and looked for it myself. But everybody knows that Werner von Braun wrote that book about the Elons going to Mars, right?
Yeah.
You remember that book? Well, guess who writes the foreword for that book? This book is written 10, 15 years before they go to the moon. The guy who writes the foreword for the book is the same guy who is head of NASA at the time of the moon landings.
No, Werner von Braun.
No, Werner von Braun is head of the rocketry, but the head of NASA at the time of the moon landings in 1971 was the same guy 15 years earlier who did the foreword for this science fiction book.
Right.
How about that for In the Family?
One big club. I wouldn't be surprised.
You know about Richard C. Hoagland, are you? Richard C. Hoagland?
No. I know. I forget now. But have a look on that book and see who the guy is. I looked into it. I was like, damn, he happens to be the same guy who told us we went to the moon. 21.
The aerial's missing. Patrick Neal. There's the shadow on the pole is falling this way, and the shadow off of him is falling that way. So there's definitely two light sources.
Right. So yeah, I mean, when I have to do a music video, I have to light it from two different angles. I have to light on the right and a light on the left, and it will throw different shadows. So yeah, so that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, studio and obviously no stars as well. And this thing, right? So right. So they've lifted off, right? And what? Okay, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They've left a remote control camera there that can elevate. In 1969, mind, it can elevate, keep perfect momentum with the craft, right? And then they beam them HD images back from the moon in 1969.
I mean, look at the special effects on that. I mean, that's
because it was the 1960s. It's psychedelic.
That's not aged well at all.
It's like trippy, isn't it? It's like, wow.
I love it. Because now all of this stuff, we can see it for what it is. We can see, because we can see clearly that it's not, multicolored little rainbow.
No, there's a wire on top of that. Clearly, you can see a wire.
Rainbow-colored sparkle dust. It's wonderful.
Now, a couple of things. One is that the hill in the background is clearly just a stage set. So that's where the stage. I can see the line. Very obvious.
Kubrick line.
That's the Kubrick line. There it is.
Yeah.
The Kubrick line. Yeah. Now I wonder if they're using the same technology in reverse to lower those Elon Musk phallic things that keep coming. They claim that they're landing rockets back to Earth. Well, I do wonder whether they're using a helicopter and a winch to pull that off, some part of that.
I think that's completely CGI, because reverse thrust is insulting our intelligence. Thrust that pushes away is reversed, and then it just pushes it up. I'm sorry, no, I'm not doing that. And they better not have sent a dog. Good job space is not real, because they didn't send a dog there. But that really upset me to think that they might think about doing that. And another anomaly is square pants. What humans have square legs? Why have they got square legs?
I always notice how even in the International Space Station, they managed to iron their clothes, which is quite impressive. And they always wear a very thick belt. So, because I really paid attention to Tim Peake. When Tim Peake went up in 2016, I was watching very closely when they did that ITV Channel 4 interview with him. And he does a head over heels flip. Looks very obviously like he's doing it with circus harness, right? But, I think I could still remember the moment. It was 2 minutes 14 in, because in 2016, I'm going around to all my friends. Look at this. Look, you can see the harness. You can see what looks like a nappy in his trousers, man. He's a slim, small guy. Why is he wearing all of this clothing up there?
When he was on this morning, Tim Peake, they asked him what was his scariest part of the whole mission. Not like the zero G out, the vacuum space outside, and the imminent possibility of death from a meteorite or anything. He said losing a pair of socks. That's what he said. It's like, okay, then you're just really taking a piss now.
Do you want to see something funny?
There's fanboys from NASA. I mean, I always get them confused. There's fanboys that are going, wow, this guy is such a legend. He wasn't even scared of dying by micrometeorites. He was more worried about his socks. What a hero.
Yeah, I really don't like that when they put these people on pedestals, but it's not about me, and I'm sure they'll all be exposed in the future. Listen, they don't get away with a goddamn thing because God watches, and there's a thing called karma, so they can be as evil and fucking nasty and lying as they possibly can because it shows all the good people in this world what not to be. So I think that in reality, we need them shitty people to show the good people how not to be. It's part of our learning curve. Look at Jackster, yeah? They just got out of that, and apparently it was like 18,000 degrees, about 1,600 degrees earlier. It doesn't melt, though, even though it looks like copper, and they're all absolutely fine. Like that.
Someone's mic's going mad.
Don't know.
Dave, do you hear
Remember
that?
the paper door? They had a paper door in space. I did that bit of footage. It flaps when he opens it because it's like made it. Well, it's actually because they're all scuba divers.
I'm reminded about that woman Resnick who came back after hundreds of days stuck on board or whatever. She came back and all her grey hairs had been dyed out, like she'd been to the barber or the hairdresser. They had a hairdresser up there for her.
Yeah, but that only works for women. Like, there's men with long hair up there, and their hair's not doing a weird thing.
I don't have time to look at these things very closely nowadays, but I noticed that they suddenly had to get the astronauts off the International Space Station. One had become very sick. I haven't looked into what there was. Probably another drowning. But we've got these people rushed off, and then for a few weeks there's nobody on the set, on the stage. So I'm thinking to myself, well, in these 2 weeks that they're offset, they've got like tradesmen, carpenters. They've flown them up to the International Space Station. But obviously, they didn't need to tell us that they were just sending them up there. They've flown them up dead of night. They're going to spend a couple of weeks refitting the inside of the International Space Station, and then they're going to come back down again. Because I'm pretty sure when you look at the International Space Station today, a whole lot of new pieces of kit have got sort of magically got up there. And we don't have to account for all that weight and moving all of that stuff, which requires so much thrust and all of that crap. Oh, here's another.
Elon's better at faking space than NASA these days. He doesn't make much efforts, and he even tells you it's fake, so it's not awesome. He's not. The thing is, I've noticed with these is they don't really lie. They're just in your face. Like yesterday, or when Artemis went up, there was these two women talking at the desk. So them, and they're like, "Oh, I couldn't hold back the tears. It was such a beautiful historic moment." So, whatever.
You just hate that word historical. It's such a historical moment.
Well, maybe it's because it's hysterical.
Yeah. I've just put a link in the private chat, Martin. Play that.
Okay.
Play that with volume. I think you'll get a good laugh out of it, both of you.
Will do, sir. I'll do that right now.
It's check it. I mean, I don't know if it's obviously it's a parody. It has to be a parody, but it comes from a YouTube channel called What is Feminism Today? So enjoy this.
Okay. What is feminism today?
Oh, you're gonna love this, bro. You're gonna love this. Trust me.
Okay. Don't copyright me.
No.
Okay. Let's have a look at this caper going on there.
Put the volume up.
Will do.
We are living in a time of a global pandemic.
Sorry.
We are living in a time of a global pandemic. Oil and electricity prices are soaring, and the climate crisis is threatening our very existence. Meanwhile, billionaires are flying into space in rockets shaped like male genitalia. For us, this raised some very important questions. Shouldn't space be for everyone? And is a flag-shaped rocket really the best way of getting there? We want to restore gender equality to the cosmos, so we've decided to revolutionize space travel forever. Introducing the Vulva Spaceship. Together with scientists and space engineers, we have developed the first spaceship shaped like female genitalia. Tests in our wind tunnel have revealed that our unique vulva design is far more effective than traditional rockets. The shape is surprisingly aerodynamic, creating way less drag when the vehicle punches through the atmosphere. Due to this optimized V shape, it guarantees maximum fuel efficiency. And its exterior is made from reinforced carbon, enabling it to withstand the most extreme temperatures. We believe this proves beyond doubt that it is indeed possible to have other symbols flying through space. We lobby the European Space Agency, encouraging them to help realize this project. To do this, we need 500,000 signatures pledging support for our cause. Please sign the petition and share the project so we can show the world that female empowerment has a place in space.
Wow.
Vulva spaceship.
I really like her. Wow.
You'd think that most blokes would fancy a ride in one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But they're so used to their phallic shapes love affair with the.
No, man, I haven't felt it. I've never been like, oh, that's a brilliant rocket. I don't like them. Yeah, and they're always into balls, aren't they, as well? It's watery balls, this and watery.
Yeah, but now
balls.
things are changing with the vulva spaceship.
Things are evolving.
Evolving, love it. Yes.
Used to be able to pull up, like if women drivers used to drive a Volvo, used to be able to wind down the window and say, "You have a lovely Volvo."
Wow.
But you know what, guys? Just to bring it back to you, one of the most interesting things I found about the electromagnetic torus system is that we have torus words in our body.
Torso.
Clitoris is a significant one where a lot of the energy joins back in. You know, it's meant to be a nest of nerves, as they say, but from the electromagnetic, and they've called it the torus. I mean, the clitoris.
Can't imagine how much these women can decode. Just mind-boggling.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But anyway, I mean, I think that actually looks a lot nicer than the typical Elon Musk shaped.
Yeah.
Member.
Well, I mean, where do I sign?
I mean, it looks like it could take a pounding.
Oh, right.
Well, talking about pounding, right, I have suggested to people in Speaker's Corner that when they shoot the rocket up, the phallic-shaped rocket, they're actually pounding into the Great Mother's belly. And that, you know, it may not be that. But, you know, it's symbolic, right? You're actually shooting up into something. Like, and what is that?
But you get Virgin rockets, and you know that one looks a bit fanny, like his rocket. Have you ever noticed the vessels or the craft when they come down and plop in the sea? Have you ever questioned that bit? That's a bit weird, isn't it, in itself? Look at him. I've got two shits to give.
Yeah.
Tell that to all of the people who killed at Pinamont. So yeah, apparently it lands after going through that heat, and these balls, which are made of and they inflate as well. So you've got gas in there to inflate them, and then two balls, and that dinghy that it conveniently landed on. It lets that dinghy, which is just stood the heat of over 1,000 degrees, re-entry. Must be just heat-proof plastic. I don't know how they do it. Look, just in case they come back with cosmic germs.
Did you see the SpaceX one where they was it SpaceX or NASA? I'm not sure. They're both fucking clown shows. But when they did the re-entry and they did the whole thing on the parachutes, and it landed gently in the sea, and then the dolphins swim up, or some fucking like tremendous end to the movie. It was clearly CGI. If you look at the waves, if you just look at the composition of that what we were shown, it's clearly AI CGI.
Elon tweeted a year or two ago, possibly most in space you could possibly feel from being in a glass dome. Why would he actually say that? Glass dome. And Richard Branson said the same. He said when he came back off his balloon trip in his Virgin balloon, one thing that really surprised me is that I could see all the continents at once, which is impossible on a globe. And they look misshapen. And there was some kind of optical illusion making the Earth look like a kind of disc, or disc-like. Very strange.
So well, they don't laughing at this, but it's a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge, isn't it, at this point?
Yeah, but this guy, you know, I hope one day, please God, let me bump into... No one has ever believed in all of human history that the Earth is flat, except absolutely fucking everyone.
Dude, this guy's a fucking keyboard player for D-Ream.
Yeah, fucking things can only get better for him then.
Right. Hey.
And the Labour Party used that as their slogan because he's so in deep. Yeah, excuse the fucking phrase. With all of that, it's like, he's definitely Tavistock. He's horrible.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah. So gravity again is very selective because the fruit doesn't want to go anywhere. It's not floated off or anything.
Yeah. That's a microgravity spot right there. They've been able to engineer one so that they can leave their
pocket, Dave. It's a gravity pocket. Everyone knows
gravity pocket. Yeah. Everyone knows that, Martin. You obviously haven't studied space.
Their eyes are horrible. It's like Smelly Kelly's the worst. He does my head in, Smelly Kelly. Look, Challenger was really tragic, man. I broke my heart, cried my eyes out. Only later on I found out, it's okay. They're all still alive. Most of them, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, got twin brothers apparently that never showed up at their own funeral, their brother's funeral. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I read today, I can't prove it, that apparently Melania Trump died in 2022, broke her neck on a staircase, and he buried her in a golf course in New Jersey.
Yes. That was Melania, though. That was Ivana, wasn't it?
That was Ivana.
Right. So who's that now then?
That was his previous wife. Yeah.
Okay.
Who was talking out of turn, so she had to go. They didn't
really happen?
Yeah. Huh? And there's obviously tax benefits as well to burying someone on your property. The whole there's tax benefits to it. That's all I can say.
Oh right, because he didn't go in a cemetery.
Well, and then there's benefits to maybe if it wasn't an accident, right? Because that came to my mind. In fact, now that you bring up Trump, let me just say to people, I think that anyone that's particularly blonde and works for Trump comes through the Epstein channel. So even his current wife, the Pam Bondi, who's just been let go of, she was the head of the legal department who's been covering up for the Epstein stuff. It feels to me like everyone in the Trump orbit comes out of the sort of the honey trapping, the like finding girls for roles in life, and I think that the woman that stands next to Trump is one of those women too. I don't know.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, you see that with Lady Di.
They're all from that bag, and it's really. I mean, you know what? For me, I've kind of tried to, and you, as people do, you like I can't keep looking at all of this stuff, and it's horrendous, and there is this kind of sense of wow, people are just going along with. Including my sister who lives in America, just going along with this insanity. And what can I do about this but to do the inner work? Because the outside world right now out there is trying to be like noisy and very ugly.
Yeah. See, I don't know anything of world events because people were talking to me earlier, somebody in my comment said, what is all this? They saw the world's falling apart. Why don't you talk about that? I said, well, I don't watch mainstream, so I haven't really got a clue about what's bombing who. It's the same as always to me, anyway.
I mean, if you think about it, like, if you think about your whole life, I mean, how many of these wars have ever really had an effect on your life? I mean, consciously, yes, it's in your mind, but has it really had any effect on your day-to-day life?
No. Well,
it
was good television.
I went to war, didn't I? But not. I absolutely take your point. These wars are all designed for the political theater. I'm willing to suggest even that Iran, all the countries of the world are already, part of the club, and they're all working, pretending to be,
Well, COVID proves that, doesn't it? Because we all locked down.
They're
all under the same control.
Yeah, and Iran. I used to say this about Libya. Like if Libya or Saddam were really against the West, they would have told the stories about what they know about the moon landings being faked, for example, and they would know that the Earth is flat.
Yeah,
there has to be known at that level, right? So no, none of them are telling us that information. They are all culpable, in my view.
Yeah, I agree.
Please, bro, the Earth is not flat, bro. NASA's legit, bro. Why would they lie, bro? Gravity, bro. We're all from monkeys, bro. Just look at the pictures and photos, bro.
Don't you trust this man?
That's real. That one's real for sure.
That's the only real photo they took. But what you find fascinating is you can see the horizon there in the back, but you can also see it in the visor, proving that it's like a really, really small space that you see.
That's definitely real. That's definitely real.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, that's a particular cell, an alien, male, an alien. Oh, hello. What?
Right, so has Sigourney Weaver got more in her underwear going on than we might imagine? Because she's a big girl. I mean, big girl. Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to investigate in Sigourney Weaver because that would be wrong.
Oh, hold on a second. We came on to talk about our fucking event. What's happened?
This isn't the kind of gathering we had in mind.
What the fuck happened to this stream?
Okay, bushes were much bigger in the 1980s. For the benefit of the towns.
That looks like the.
It was the 70s.
Looks like it was designed by the female. The
80s, 90s, whatever it was.
Yeah, but they didn't Brazilian then, did they? So yeah, that's supposed to be under the North Pole. That look.
Nice.
That's supposed to be NASA's topography of what they say is on the Arctic ocean floor.
That's from NASA, is it?
Yeah, so totally believable. But they tell us there's a mid-Atlantic mountain ridge as well, don't they? So how exactly did they lay the cables across the Atlantic over a fucking mountain ridge? It just makes no sense. Over mountains, back down. No, it is a flat plane, the abyssal plane, all the way across.
Abyssal plane, yes.
They better not have, because them dogs look scared and lovely, and I'm feeling a bit upset thinking that they might have done something to them dogs. That better be just all act. Look at them.
For a minute for the photo shot. Yeah.
NASA hairspray is really important. You can't do anything without it. God, she got a bit of a muscle on her. And
I
she
was
got
just
them...
about to say, I'm getting some dude vibes from that. Just saying.
Bro, you think? You think?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude vibes. And the square. Investigators or anything. I'm just saying there seems to be a lot of that in this NASA thing. There's a lot of dude-like kind of fucking women-looking dude kind of creatures.
Well, I'm sure Simon Dan will be saying something about this, right? So maybe he can explain to us. No, in a zero gravity environment, shirts go square. It's like, okay, shut up then. She's hanging up. He's hanging upside down, obviously.
He is hanging upside down.
Yeah. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. It's a tough pill.
That's what Alex needs to do for his next Flat Earth Man video.
How to die in space. You wear a spacesuit and you fall the fuck over, just like a stupid. No, this is what. Don't worry, it's only death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Where they come back upright is just
not aged well at all, has it? Wow.
This is the only real image today, by the way. This really happened.
See, that one's real. Definitely, that one's real.
You can tell, can't you? That's even better than NASA.
That is.
I know. So he's singing a song, "Here we go again on the merry month of May," while he's skipping across. And then he gets up and he's like, "Oh dear, I nearly died." No, he didn't. He literally sings a song the whole way along. That song about the "Here we go in May." Whatever it was.
You would be going, "Oh my fucking God, we're on the fucking moon, bro. Look at the Earth. Oh my God, it is." They wouldn't be going.
Well, they didn't do any of that. They played golf.
Yeah.
And they're hammered, and they're supposed to be zero sound in space, but they give you the sound of the hammer, which I thought was a cute trick. It's like really weird. This original image.
Analyzing cartoons at this point.
You know how sometimes you might sit on a full moon night if the weather's nice and you just didn't watch the moon for a little while? Well, these guys never did that with the Earth. They never got, after all this, they go, listen, let's just sit here and watch the Earth for 10 minutes. Instead of playing golf, let's just watch the Earth spin. That's the most amazing thing. And we should film it. Why not?
Yeah.
Never.
It's Werner with his boss. See, there's no difference. I with Paperclip just proves that they were all in it together. And like you said with the Theatre of War, I just imagine like these gentlemen in a club that say, "Oh, we need to have a battle." So they'll have it on the Battle of Flanders, like the 2 World Wars, the same fields, the Somme and stuff. Yeah. Get out of the way of all population and everything. Yeah. And we'll slog it out. And we'll use the population to do it. And whoever wins gets political rights. And that's exactly what's played.
Did you ever watch the movie Trading Places, where these 2 rich guys?
God, I watched it recently.
Right. Well, that's a very, very similar concept, isn't it? Where these rich pricks are just defining the lives of these two poor people.
Yeah.
The switcheroo.
Let's get that continent going, and then we'll crush them and move over to that continent.
It literally is that they're probably smoking their cigars and drinking their cognacs, and they're moving the chess pieces, and they're like abiding by.
Oh, they're doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And me. The moon is really small. Look, it's apparently really, really, really small. So, like, Russia's 5,600 miles across, and the moon is only 2,100 miles across. It's that small, apparently, they're telling us. People think of it as big, don't they? It's not. It's like proper small.
Yeah, but what they're telling us, there's no way you could even get to the bottom of what the size is, because we don't even know if it's physical at this point.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
I think it's a plasma effect. I think
it cannot be. And I think everyone is rendering their own particular unique vision of the moon. What
do you think about the moon map, Dave?
The moon map is fascinating.
I think it is.
I leave it on the table for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Then it obviously opens the door for more land, which for me is very plausible.
Yeah.
I think some areas freeze over, some areas melt. That's why your maps, Martin, will have areas that have, no ice, and then later they're covered up, Australia or other parts of it.
Well, it could be a mirror. It could mirror. I wouldn't.
I like the idea of an X-ray.
Yeah.
More. Yeah. So because we live in my view, an electromagnetic torus, then you've got energy rising all the time, and that energy is like an X-ray. And so I think that where it comes through the continental areas, what we call the continental shelf, that body, where it comes through that, it shows you a bone, if you like an X-ray. And that's what we're maybe seeing an imprint of. And whereas the oceans themselves being much lower, they're like, from an X-ray point of view, they maybe don't have the same depth or darkness or whatever. Yeah. So that's how I would characterize that consideration. Yeah. X-ray. And I think I came to the idea of an X-ray before I heard of this idea that it was a moon map, because when you study the quantum physics from a flat Earth perspective, you start to see how this has to be like a donut system, and there's energy coming in at the bottom of the apple and energy going in at the top of the apple, and it's turning around like the trunk of a tree will do. It's turning around like this and moving into the system and out of it, like constantly. And one is the sun, the other is the moon, in my view. And they're both like plug holes, if you like, of vortices going in somewhere. I'll leave it there.
Yeah. Philosophically speaking, though, the stars and the moon and the sun are not out there at all, because they're in your mind where you perceive them. So there's that.
Comfortable with that. Very. The idea that everything is being rendered by your own decoder. I'm very interested in that idea, and that when you pass on, you take that sun with you. You take that moon, that sun, that Mars, that Venus, they go with you. So they're your own lights. They're your own, let's say, interpretation of the perturbation that is in the medium.
Yeah. No two people experience consciousness the same way anyway, and that's the reason, because we're all on our journey, passing through, aren't we? I definitely think this place is a schoolroom, Dave. I think that.
Schoolroom.
Yeah, I think that we're in some sort of like purification process. I think the awakening that they call it is quickening, which is why the days, like the weeks, seem like days nowadays, and everything's getting quicker, and they're getting more. The world's more crazy than ever, and I've been here a while, you've been here a while. It's crazier than ever have been. Nothing makes sense. But it states in, I think it was 1984 stated it, that the last battle of humanity won't be fought on the battlefield. It'll be fought in minds. And I think that's what's happening. I think that people's minds are just being poisoned by social media and and political ideas and fake philosophies. And that is what will happen, is man will turn on man. They don't need a world war.
Yeah, we're seeing that. Man turns on himself. Mm-hmm. Because you see, we've made the material matter so much. And so we believe we identify with the material world much more than we do with the spiritual.
See, that's where I'm different. I don't know.
Yeah, but what I feel like the world is trying to do is to, and I don't have a grievance necessarily specifically with this, but I think the world is trying to distract you in all sorts of different ways from the journey that you're meant to take on this thing. So it's not like it's bad. It's almost like the devil, if you like to use that term. The devil is trying to shake the table as much as possible to see if he can unseat you, see if he can throw you off your walk. Yeah. And so I'm like, come on, Mr. Devil, do your fucking best, brother, because I know that I'm here on this walk. I'm a divine entity or essence, and I'm on this walk, and we're meant to be doing what we're doing. But I feel like in 10 years, we've known each other 7 or whatever it is. In these years, for me, it was like learning the truth about this huge deception, getting angry with it, coming to terms with it in a way, grieving the world that I believed that I lived in, and in the material world, and coming to a new peace with the true nature of who we are. And so it's like one thing to know that you've been lied to, but it's another thing to go, well, then what the fuck am I? And who am I?
What is it then? It releases you, man. It releases you to a world of just pure thought.
Yeah, and what is the purpose? And why did they lie so much? So what am I doing about that? How am I manifesting something different or becoming within something different? Because it is to know thyself is the whole game here, right? And as within, so without. So I need to realize that this is what we're doing, and this is the music and the coming together is about helping people go beyond like standing at Downing Street gates and protesting the chemtrailing and so on.
Because that doesn't do anything, does it? Let's be honest, it doesn't really do much, does it?
Not the shit.
I wish they would stop. But that's, again, it's like, well, that's the nature of that's what we signed. Those souls signed up for this at this time. Maybe it's been here many times before, but at this time, your soul signed up to be the conspiracy music guru.
Yeah, man, this is the fast track.
Yeah,
I think this is the fast track, the hard one. I think hard.
And so when we get over the like, oh my business, what is Trump doing, and what are the horrors and the wars, and people are being, whatever, all squeezed in all sorts of ways, and have been for centuries. And who knows about the prehistory? But I know that we have this higher self, this soul that is meant to be like coming alive and living in joy. And that is the greatest act of rebellion, is to kind of go, I see what you're trying to do, and I ain't bothered by that. I'm going to keep doing my thing, keep my course.
You've been nudging me towards that way of thinking for a while now, and I never really saw it. And I kind of saw it at the last gathering. Just like, they're nudging us out of that world, and it's really, I feel more rebellious than I've ever felt just by being pushed away from the internet and into the real world. It's like it's kind of like the Matrix and the Terminator and all there's always going to be that little freedom cell or the resistance or whatever, and I feel that's us, and we're getting away from the Skynet or whatever it is, and we're going into the real world, and we're doing these really important things of gathering. And so I get it. So thanks for pushing me in that direction. I finally get it, man.
Good man. Well, that's it. That's it. And it is the natural evolution. The internet has been and will continue to be a useful tool, but for me, really powerful tool in learning stuff. I learned stuff that I could not have learned in lifetimes. I've just sat through lectures that would have taken lots of money and many years to have enjoyed. Yeah, you guys are the same, and so I am grateful for that. But I also realize that we're here to live, and not to exist in like online digital fora,
that's where they'd love to have us sitting doing nothing all day.
My nose is itchy. I'm not giving anyone any funny symbols here. I'm not into the secret
Illuminati confirmed.
And all of that, so just so people are clear. But so that's what I think we're here to do, is to actually make good despite the setting. So despite the storyline of this moment is to kind of like the lion and the tin man and the straw man, on the Dorothy's yellow brick road towards the wizard. We need to find each other and our courage. And then,
That's an interesting analogy, that, Dave. I like that. Because they thought it was the wizard that was going to give it to them, but really they had the power within themselves. Once they stood in their own sovereignty, suddenly you can do advanced mathematics. The other one's got courage. But they had it all along, but they just needed to be shown that they had it all along.
And guess what? They needed to go on that journey.
That journey, yeah.
They had to go on that journey in order to find that. Like Frodo in The Ring or whatever. I never really watched it all, but The Ring, he has to go on the journey. He has to leave the village.
It's a quest.
And go on this epic quest.
It's the Andy Dufresne thing. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna have a quick piss. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, Andy Dufresne.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we're all going to wake up in some room on, connected to some computer game, like high-fiving one another. Shit, that was an extreme level, bro.
Well, maybe. I mean, but for me, because I took the DMT in 2015, right, and what got me to look at flat Earth after that, I saw my higher self. My higher self was, and I was an atheist, by the way, so I wasn't easily I didn't go into this going, oh, I'm about to kind of have this kind of, experience, God level experience. I'm atheist, and I go in, and 7 minutes later, the first words I speak is, it's true, there is a God. But I see my higher self during this experience, and it's like this blue being of supreme power and like infinite time and whatever. It is like an unending being. Yeah. And so when we return, we're connected to all of everything, all of everyone. We are all actually, even those wankers out there, we are all actually connected.
Yep.
And we need to, well, we don't need to, but in my journey, I want to learn the love that I experienced on the other side. I want to try and kind of honor that. I want to honor my higher self that's on the other side. And without having been told this, I want to walk in closer alignment to my higher self, no religion. Just that there is this, the higher self that we're serving, or it's given me this opportunity to come here and experience something. But I think when we go back, we'll still see each other. I think that's all. It's all there.
And I've come along quite a bit in the last few months. I've learned so much about everything in the last few months. I've had some life-altering experiences as well in the last few months, or even a year, to be honest with you. That has, made me realize that when I got into the truth community, I did it for the reason of humanitarian reasons, and that is it, purely because of my love for humanity. And then I ended up watching videos and just getting lost with the information and stuff, and not doing what I was supposed to be doing. But I'm back online now. I'm back on what I'm supposed to be doing, which is a humanitarian mission from God, I believe. So that's just me. And that's loving everybody. And I know unconditionally is a big thing to say, unless you're in the ordinary world. What do you have when somebody comes up and starts on you? Well, that won't even happen if you live in stand in your own sovereignty, and then you just go in with the flow of pure truth. It's just like an invisible miracle all around you. The people that you encounter, it's all magical. It's beautiful.
It's a massive step to take, though, to try and get that concept across to somebody who's never. I'm on this journey myself, and I'm almost there. But to try and explain that concept to somebody, to just sort of live in your power, stand in your truth, and just the universe will work for you or whatever. You start saying that to the normie on the street, they're going to think you're fucking mental. But it's only when you live it. It's only when you actually live it. Like Dave is living it. You're living it. I'm living it to a certain extent. I'm really pushing myself down that road. And there's a there. The things seem to fucking just work out. And so maybe, what is that? What is that? I don't know.
A lesson. Everything is a lesson. It's for us to learn. That's all it is. Even the bad things that happen, it's for us to learn.
The universe wants us to learn,
No, to be better and to learn from it. Learn by It's called a mistake because it's a mistake. You could do it again, just like in the movies with a clapperboard.
Take two. Infinitely,
and that's fine. You can do that. You can wake up any day and start your life a completely new paradigm in your mind with a completely new mental discipline. And it's like that, clapperboard, on with the show. And you can literally do that. Anyone can do that any day or any minute.
Dave does it every week.
He's like Dave. Oh, you never know who he's going to be.
I'm moving house tomorrow. No shit. I'm moving house tomorrow.
I know.
So
Brilliant.
I leave here about 9 o'clock, and anyway. I think that's true, that we can choose. We can, it helps when you have a better understanding of like the divinity that we come from, and the tricks that are being played against you throughout your life and your parents' life, which led them to parent in a particular way, which might have had an effect on you.
lifetime of torture and abuse? Yeah, I remember.
But one of the things that happens to, I'll use the example of a puppy. One of the things that happens to a puppy is that if you harm it, then every time it sees you approaching, it's thinking about what you're going to do. It's kind of a little bit on guard, right?
Yeah.
And so if we have been the same way, then we are analyzing life from an on guard position. And that means that the mind needs to be in superior command, because you need the mind to go to war, right? What you need to be in love is the body. The heart is held in the body, not the mind. And so the embodiment is part of the journey that I'm on, because I was also a 5 and 6 year old boy who was really sweet and what have you. And then shit happens along the way, and you become more in the mind. You're operating, thinking.
Well,
and not living from the heart, and just allowing, because trusting and not making things fucking matter so much, because nothing here matters. I learned that on the DMT.
Yeah, I read last week. Edward Casey in his readings. Yeah. Well, he spoke a lot of this time, the time of the quickening, the time of the change. He talked about it a lot. And he stated that people in their late 50s and 60s will have a born-again experience in this time, whereas they will be what he called the firm foundation. So what he meant by that was, we have had all our experience, all our shit, all our trauma, everything that's happened to us. We get to this point, it levels off. And then where the firm foundation, and where that's important, is the younger people. They might have some of the information, some of the correct data, but they haven't got that firm foundation. So they, in this time, because it's going to be tricky, will be looking to us, the custodians of this realm, the elders, with the wisdom, okay? Because that is us guys, okay? The people in this community as well, where we'll be the foundation for what's to come, this change. And it's obviously AI.
I love that. I was talking to a client of mine. I do coaching, mainly with men. But I was talking to this guy, and I said to him that, if we are to be people offering to the world a light, then we need not be like that preacher on a Sunday who stands in the pulpit and tells everybody what to do, and then on Monday he's doing fiddly in the back cupboard.
Yeah.
You see? And it's that kind of, if we're talking about, my God, we are connected to some kind of divine thing here. What the fuck? We need to be that kind of upright and what have you. Otherwise, we're just might as well be watching Netflix and just going along with the kind of, slop eating and what have you. We do need to, that's my challenge to myself, is to walk more upright. And I think that I could not ask anybody else to walk upright if I'm not doing it myself. 7 days a week.
Same. And it's noticeable as well in the environment. And it's like they're like moths to a flame, the people. It's like, they want some of that lovely divine energy. Can I have some? Let me bask in your radiance.
Well, we had last year in Spain, in Javier, we had the most divine energy. In fact, I think it was on the big second night that we had a huge thunderstorm, just like God.
Pissed off.
Like fucking roaring. Yeah, this is so good, right? And so there was something divine.
There was no forecast for that, by the way. So where the hell did that come from?
You want to see it on the image on the weather. It was just a big spiral, like a literal tornado, only over that peninsula, nowhere else.
Well, literally over my house.
Yeah, literally.
It was nuts. And so 2026, we've got a big set of shoes to fill, and we plan to fill them.
Oh yeah, rise to the occasion. All right, I want to bring back the hippie movement. I think it'll defuse all of the wah from the left and the right. It won't even matter anymore because everyone will be all groovy,
Well, it's
Shawshank, brother. It's Shawshank Redemption. Don't forget that. You know, it has to be Andy Dufresne working. Each of us is Andy Dufresne. And we have to work our way out of the prison. We cannot open the gates of the prison. You open the gates of the prison, it's fucking mayhem downstream.
So we're reviving the new hippie movement, except this one is not controlled by Tavistock or the CIA.
No, me.
By you.
Yeah, and there will be no Timothy Leary, mind control, MK Ultra involved, obviously. But the
real
music will improve.
With the right intent, in the right frequency, unbastardized, uncompressed, real people around you. I mean, that's a fucking movement.
Yeah, like a Glastonbury, like it is in Glastonbury, but in every town, where everyone's just happy to see
in Glastonbury, this is such a bastardization. Glastonbury in itself is a fucking psyop, you know.
I know. Another festival. I meant the town where everyone's.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right,
so let me ask you a question, Alex. I'm really intrigued. What is your favorite band?
Oh gosh,
I know it's difficult.
It's more difficult now because of Mark Devlin. Fucking just totally ruined my life when it comes to music.
Well, I wouldn't let it get you because I'm still listening to Led Zeppelin and the Beatles, and
that's fine. There's still stuff that holds up. There's still stuff that's really good and it's nostalgic and all that. But if you're aware of the tricks, like if you know how the magician does his trick, it doesn't work on you. If you're aware that there's certain manipulations lyrically or from a frequency perspective, if you're aware of that, then just fucking enjoy it. I don't think most people zoom out and have the perspective of seeing it as a social engineering tool or you know, there's a bigger agenda there, you know, to push certain narratives, and you know, there's a mind control. There's so much to it. But if you just want to put, like, Dire Straits, I love a bit of Dire Straits and I love a bit of Eric Clapton. If you can put it on knowing that stuff, yes, it still can be enjoyed. I mean, I would personally like to listen to music unbastardized, in the right frequency, uncompressed, if I was to really immerse myself into music. I don't, because I know what music is. It's been so bastardized, I actually loathe it now to a point.
Well, I'm not sure if you can see this on the screen. Can you see that on the screen?
Yep.
I can, but unfortunately, I do believe that's an AI-generated image.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look, where it says 432 hertz, above that it says 42 hertz.
Gotcha.
It's just too perfect. Now I've seen the difference cymatically between 432 and 440 hertz, and yes, obviously there's more coherent, geometric, perfect shape with the 432,
but not as acute as that.
Okay. Not as acute as that. No.
Right,
so that would be a little clue as to why you maybe want to be looking into this this area of information. Of course, Google.
Well, I definitely think the future is healing through frequency, and music is frequency, and I definitely feel like music can heal people, and especially 432.
Mate, I think I've proved this now. I genuinely believe that I've proved that, because I released two albums called True Solfeggios, volumes 1 and 2, and I've just finished my third volume.
I like this one.
And I put the CDs out there, and people started having these profound healing effects, and all the reviews and testimonials are on my website. So I genuinely believe that if music were to be done in the right frequency, unbastardized, uncompressed, in the right frequency with the right intent, and people immerse themselves into the music, I think profound things can happen, and that's what I've been experimenting with.
Yeah, man. It's the same with food, man. You know, I'm like a really good cook, but I put my vibration and my intent into the food, and it always tastes beautiful. It's the same with music. I can see your face, you're living it, man. It's just that all the emotion, you can feel it, and the way you set up your studio now, and you get a real 432. You definitely feel it. You get all, like you said, with them lower tones and the higher tones, they're not cut off. I've seen you explaining it to your friends.
Yeah, well, that comes with compression.
Compression, that's the shit.
Absolutely, because you know, MP3s are brilliant, right? It's sold in the convenience, because you can now get 100,000 songs on your phone. But what they don't tell you is they're removing 90% of the audio information. So you're removing the overtones, the undertones, the warmth, the intent, probably. So that what they say, oh, most people can't tell the difference, but I can. And if you're removing you will never hear that song as I want you to hear it in my studio. It's removing so much of those undertones and overtones, and it's such a. So please stop listening to music on Spotify.
So what's your favorite band then?
Let's
get to it.
I don't have one. I have my influences. I have my influences.
All right. Who was your favourite group of bands then? Like some people's
never,
like Floyd.
I've never had one. I've always taken things. I've never committed to. You know, I actually really liked Metallica once, and
well, there you go. All right, now we're getting to it. Metallica. They played in Cardiff, July, with Metallica.
Obviously, I know the agendas that are there, but when I was, less conscious, I was going to Metallica gigs, and I used to love.
Okay, well, Laz is a tosser, though. I'm just saying, nobody likes Laz.
Sorry,
Laz is a tosser.
They're all fucking tossers, mate. All of them.
Well, I know Hadfield, whatever his name is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. James Hetfield, tosser. And the guitarist, what's his name? Kirk Hammett, tosser, and definitely homosexual. And I think Lars Ulrich is dating a trans as well. If you look at Lars Ulrich, the drummer's wife, definitely a dude. So.
So what's David's favourite band?
Metallica, ladies and gentlemen.
Metallica. All right. Well, I like that. What about you, Dave?
I've never been like a huge. I mean, I enjoy most music, but I've never been like a follower of.
Is it like Belinda Carlisle or something more obscure?
Well, the first CD I ever listened to was in a music store in my local town. I was probably 15 years old. It was early 80s or whatever. Huh? So it was a Dire Straits album, and I used to go in there, put on the Brothers in Arms, and put on
Brothers in Arms. I want to cry already.
I did enjoy that.
It's one of the most beautiful albums ever released, Brothers in Arms.
I know it's one of the best classics.
I go through phases. Yeah, you'll be happy to know one of the CDs that we played most often. Our CD player is not working in the car, but when it was, one of the most played ones was Brian. Sorry, mate, no, it was Don't Pay the Ferryman. Your Welsh fella. What's his name?
Christa Berg.
Christa Berg, yeah.
Christa Berg, he's bleeding Irish.
He's Irish.
Yeah, he's not one of mine. We don't want to claim him. Thanks very much.
I've heard Dave sing "Don't Pay the Ferryman." He's sung that on my karaoke twice now.
Okay, it's an all right
That's
song,
true. That's true. I have done little karaoke.
And he puts his fucking heart and says, "Don't pay the ferryman." It's like. It's incredible the joy he has when he's got a microphone.
Yeah. Well, when I'm in the flow.
I changed. A couple of weeks ago, I was in my Beatles phase 10, but I'm over that now, and now I'm back onto my Deep Purple phase. I'm doing the distinctions between Ian Gillan and David Coverdale's singing techniques. Fucking, that's what we're doing this week.
You know what's going to sound a little bit odd, maybe, but when we do a lot of driving. We do a lot of driving. We don't have a CD player, as I said, and so I have to listen to. Well, if we want music, it's from the radio, and I prefer to choose like the classic channels where it's like the orchestral stuff and older stuff like that.
Oh yeah, me. I love a bit of Rachmaninoff.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, 100. I'm so
punk rock. Punk rock of the composers.
Absolutely. I took that.
Isn't he? I thought he thinks. When I first started listening, I thought, oh my God, he's lost it, but he hadn't. And I'm like, whoa, I see what you did there.
I encourage people to listen to Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto No. 2. It's a 40-minute piece.
Oh my God, yeah.
It just goes on so many different journeys, like tempo-wise, and chords that you'll never. It's incredible. This is real higher-minded.
It's punk rock.
It's old world music. Call it Tartarian music, whatever you want. But it's higher-minded. Yeah. Look how far we've come from that to the Beatles singing "She Loves You." Yeah.
Oh no, they ripped off.
Oblada, fucking hell.
They ripped off. No, it's only. I think there's only X amount of musical scores, and they just do different takes. Like I bet they ripped off Beethoven.
I'll add that he's 8 now, but it calms him down. That music versus pop. If I put like a pop music channel on or whatever, he'll be like, "Oh, can we just go back to the other stuff, please?" Yeah. And I find it chills him out. So having it in 4/3/2, for example, would be nicer, but that's where we are musically.
Well, listen to Verdi. Verdi was a 4/3/2 advocate. So try listen to some Verdi. He was all right. He was all about the 4/3/2, yeah.
All right.
I had a friend change all of my musical back catalogues into 4/3/2. So now everything, I got every single music you name all the back catalogs from Zappa to Floyd, you name them, all of them, all in 432.
I love it. I love it. I love
and
it.
you want to see, it's how it should have sounded in the studio when they recorded it, you know, it's back to that. Like the B-52.
I don't think you'd ever hear it how it was made in the studio. They've probably recorded it on tape
separately. Yeah. Like the Beatles.
And then it goes on the internet, and then it's digitized. And when you digitize it, it loses so much. You're going from analog to digital, which loses a shitload anyway, just in the conversion.
Yeah,
so by the time it gets to you, it's already like so filtered. The only way to really enjoy that music is to be in that studio with those guys and hearing those amplifiers, the guitar, hearing everything, the drums, the cymbal, the cadence of everything. You won't hear that by the time it goes from analog to digital to compression to 440. Then you're listening to a pile of shit at that point.
So I hope they don't do like a black magic ritual on the master copy, like some people have suggested.
Well, John
Todd, Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Yeah. Well, people should look into the works of John Todd, who was exposing what goes on in the recording studios and what they actually do over the master. Whether that has an effect on the listener,
I don't know.
But they certainly believe it does.
Well, it makes sense to me anyway. I'm on Mark Devlin's show this coming Tuesday. So I'll be really enjoying. I love his subjects.
So do I. Have you looked into his God series?
Some of it. I've watched some of it, to be honest. Yeah. I'm not in the same frame of mind.
You know, I kind of am though. I know. Okay. Right. We will have to disagree on that. But it resonated with me.
I think we are gods and baby gods learning to be bigger gods. I think it's us that's doing it. I think it's always us that's doing it. How can it not be if all is mind? It's us that's doing it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you not subscribe to the idea that perhaps maybe there might be a slight possibility that maybe the creator of this realm, be it a fucking
he's on about the Bible. He's on about the biblical God, right? Who's a psychopath and we're just going to kill everyone.
No, not necessarily. He's not saying that. He's just saying whoever's responsible for this realm may not have had the best intentions. That's his angle. And that's okay to ask those questions.
I don't feel like that. I think it's all a lesson, and I think anything that bad happens and people, it's all just karmic play out until we get into a pure purification state. Because where we're going next, they don't want any riffraff through the door. This is why this place is purgatory. This is why people get stuck in patterns and loops their entire life. And once you break that loop and that pattern, it's called breaking pattern, then the magic starts to happen. Because you're molding your own movie, your own reality, and it all goes into a flow state, and the universe everything just comes into place for you. And then you don't even question, you don't think, how the fucking hell did that happen? You just know that you can trust it and it will look after you. And I've been like that my entire life. I give my trust in that there is something here and it is exterior from me. Okay. I do think that because there's some things that have happened in my life, like angelic connection, you could call, like the voices of angels. So I think there's other things in you, just names that the Bible give us. But I definitely in the realm of there's God.
Well, I'm definitely in the realm of that. There's a God and there's a creator. All I'm saying is he's putting on the table that maybe the designer might not have the best of intention. I'm absolutely on board with you. Creator God. When I see creation, I know it is created.
Exactly.
But for the intentions of the creator, that's what's on the table. That's all he's putting on the table.
So it's almost like the creator, if it's our higher self or whatever, sets up a world and throws the dice of himself or itself in here and says, all right, have at it. See what you come up with this time around, you know. Is it going to, rather than there necessarily was always set out to be a malevolent force. But when I think about the electromagnetic stuff that I cogitate on, I imagine a scenario where the densest stuff, and we see this in our realm, the densest stuff is at the bottom and the lighter stuff is at the top. So it may be the case that we spend time, and I like that image you showed. I hadn't really seen that one, but there was
it's quite detailed as well. It shows you where the inertia plane is supposed to be, which is 12 meters below our feet. We wouldn't be able to stand on an inertia plane. That would be impossible.
Right. Well,
so we have to be.
But what I get from that and other sort of ideas is that the dense world, this material world, is at the bottom of the building, if you like, or towards the bottom of the building, and higher up the building, if you like, there are less dense worlds. And when we are finished, making stuff matter, being so concerned by atomic matter and all this matter. Once we move on from that, maybe we're ready to, maybe we're ready to rise to a level beyond that. And it's not to say one is bad or one is good, but one understands that there is like a maturation over life cycles to perhaps move to a different kind of experience. And and it might take a number of lifetimes here, but this we have to go through the dents in order to get through the light. The tree has to become wood in order to become fire.
Love it. I love it. It says plane of dense matter trauma here below the inertia plane, the living physical plane, which I find really intriguing.
Yeah, it's interesting because your traumas are often stored, according to Chinese medicine, in your lower, all in your lower, in your chakras, in your lower hips,
low density as well,
liver, and all that kind of thing, And I do think that what we're looking to solve or come to peace with is our familial historic trauma that we're carrying like metaphorical baggage on our back. And we are here, if we want to, in this incarnation, to attend to that dense stuff so that we can move beyond the dense world. But if not, then the process continues until perhaps we've attended that trauma. And actually, one of the things that relationships and war and shortage and hardship and one of it gives you is this metal or this fire with which to shape the evolution or the uplifting of the self. That's what I think. So I think we need not see like people won't necessarily know as well as you do, guys, that we've been on the road almost 7 years now. And I would never have imagined this in my lifetime, here in my 50 that this is what I would be doing in 7 years, no home and blah, blah, blah. But I see how I see the value in that now, And
yeah, of course.
I, come from South Africa, or I was grown up there, and I the African people, the regular African people, are have been treated historically by some people, the white people, quite badly. And this has brought them, and even today, 35 years since Mandela took power and all that stuff, same club, a lot of those people still live in conditions that would make you weep when you look at them, right? And they're not the only people in the world. And you go like, wow, that's the worst thing that could possibly happen. But when you go and meet these people, oftentimes you go, wow, these guys have got their shit together. They've got a good soul. They're connected. They're having fun with their families. They're enjoying life, albeit, quite a lot harder than my life. But they've actually, from a soul point of view, maybe done some evolution that us Europeans who've been softened up by
100%, Dave, 100%. Yeah.
As they say, the rich man, the eye of the needle, the camel through the eye of the needle, right? And the rich man. And I think that this is one of the things that we can end up sitting on our laurels when daddy's provided for us and we're all sitting here like a sheik. And we end up not doing the work that we're meant to do because we have not gone out into the desert and we have not gone and endured the lions, and they've been like the yellow brick road and gone and found our courage and all that kind of thing. That's what we're here for. Don't be cowed. Don't be cowed by a system that wants to make you a cow or a sheep.
Yeah, don't fear. They got a system of fear going down and everyone living in it. You step out of fear into a realm of love, and that's where this place will heal. All this mistrust going down since 2020 hasn't helped.
Heart anagram for Earth. And we are meant to be like the Earth. It's when I took the DMT, the love I found there on the other side was so magnificent. It's beyond anything. But yeah, I think that the Earth and the heart is where we're meant to come from, and we're meant to grow from at this place, and we're meant to. We're offered the opportunity to learn the lessons. It's like you've been given a rowboat or you've been given a sailboat, and you've got the opportunity to stay in the safe harbor. Or you can try and do a crossing over to France when you've got enough skills, yeah. And that's, I think that where we're at is like, do you want to just stay in safe harbor, or do you want to become the captain of the ship?
No, man. Get on Lawrence's boat and go down south.
Good luck with that. There was that whole thing going on about that. I haven't heard much more, but I know some people that put their names down to go on that boat trip.
No, it's all fallen through. Do you want to hear?
Yeah.
So I had an email off of God knows who was giving me a full rundown on the dodginess that's going on with that. Dave's pulled out. It's not going to happen. The guy's like a sad case, lives on his boat, tossing off to internet or women, type of guy. And has like got involved with some AI woman or something, mugged him for all the money. And I got images of this said AI. I can't believe that is even true either. Because it was obviously an AI chick. So it was like, no, I don't believe that. So yeah, somebody filled me in. All of that fell through. Dave's not going. No one's going anywhere. And the guy was a bit of a fruitcake. So there's that.
Okay.
What a shame.
Yeah. So nobody knows about that then, do they?
First I've heard of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I had an email a couple of weeks ago filling me in on all that and everything to do with it as well. Somebody had removed my comment. I'd commented. He'd commented in my comment, and I hadn't even read it. But he took a screenshot, and somebody, like maybe one of my mods, had deleted it, so I didn't get to see it. But so I was just like full support. Let's fucking do this. I would have loved to see any results.
Yeah.
But no, sadly, it's not happening. But there you go.
This was for people who don't know. I'm not sure 100%, but the suggestion was we could sail in a particular direction beyond Australia or west of Australia.
Yeah, he's gone on the back of the Urbano Monte map, mate. And the thing is the Urbano Monte map to start with was wrapped on a ball. And if you read the Latin on there, which he obviously hasn't done, right, it says that all the bits on the outside are indexes to the interior. So they're blown up bits of what is in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So he can't go on the back of that because he obviously didn't do any due diligence and back research on this topic, obviously. So you can't go like, oh, there's a gap in the Urbano Monte map. Let's rush through it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay. All right. Well,
not to boo-hoo it, I'm saying that there is some ways down there, but I'm just saying on the back of the Urbano Monte map, it's a 500-year-old map. It's still got the Hyperion on there, and I got an image of how it really looked before they, put it on international equidistant.
Yeah.
Because it was wrapped on the wall before that. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, keep an open mind, but I mean, I'd love to be, and there's stories about other lands beyond, and the theory in my mind is that just like a tree grows like this, then maybe our Earth has grown like this, and at the extremities where the bark is, are the oldest continents, and at the center are the newest continents. And then, so the civilizations that are at the exterior or beyond the extremities are going to be more developed. And so, it's a nice little thing.
I think they're hiding something in Antarctica. And I think that the weather change has allowed whatever these outer worlds to enter this world. And maybe that's why it's gone skew with. And the two suns as well. That could be an elliptical, one of their suns from a neighboring place, covering another continent that they are hiding. I think this is a microcosm. This is a bigger place, man. It's a much bigger place. It has to be.
Yeah.
And there's others all over antiquity that don't fit with the, the narrative for humanity. You got the Phoenicians, you got all of these cryptids, you got mermaids, you got just the Sphinx. You got hundreds of different types of cryptid beings, as little as like 250 years ago. So why are they in the reality, like as a norm, in all of the artworks, all of the iconography, everything, on sides of buildings, on statues, just everywhere? Why? Because they're not in our reality now, are they? So the giants, where are they? The buildings were built for them, so they're not here anymore, are they? So what's been happened there? Maybe they're gone back to where, maybe that's where the big trees went. They chopped them down and made big ships and fucked off back to where they came from.
The giants or the titans that would have cut down those trees, imagine this is true, then they're not the same people who built the beautiful like Arc de Triomphe and stuff like that, because although those people would be considered giants, I imagine 12, 18-foot people, they weren't the same people who could cut down the titans, who could cut down the trees.
Different timeline.
Yeah, different
timeline. And guys, I even wonder about different density.
Right.
I wonder that the bigger the further epoch you go back, the lesser the density, i.e. the lighter and the greater in size. So the building of things that we see as impossible today is very possible because things are not as dense, and the creatures and the beings are much bigger.
More oxygen.
But as we've kind of devolved through this cycle, it's not to say it's negative, we've become more and more dense and smaller as a consequence. And then we get to a good point, and then perhaps there's a return upwards again. But that's one of my theories.
No, I like that. It's less carbon dioxide. Look, if there's an increased carbon dioxide, plants grow much bigger. They know that. So that would be the same for humanity as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So there's been a downsizing going. Interestingly, there's a movie called Downsizing in Hollywood.
I know.
So maybe there's a little bit of Truman Show-esque symbology to that.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Right, there it is.
I can't work under these conditions.
I think we have been downsized. I think that the further you look back, things get bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, look what Mike Stellium-Severn has done with his work on Mongo Mountain. I mean, we're talking about a being that would stand about 1 kilometer tall, which is in line with the Book of Enoch, right? Which talks of beings that are 3,000 ells tall, apparently, which is about 1 kilometer. So he's, so how far is that? How far in history do we go back to experience these kind of beings? I mean, I live on this fucking Mongo Mountain, so if it ever wakes up, I am absolutely screwed. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But I mean, just to stand back and look at the magnificence of that thing, and with Mike's work to really analyze the anatomical details of that thing, then we're talking, then you can start to see it as these tiny ants that we are, but we can still, once you have see
the bigger picture,
see it.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing to think though that it was all just a massive big world, and then
it's awesome to put your mind there. It's incredible. It's just like it's fantasy. It's like Jurassic Park in a way, isn't it?
It also makes that with the Vedics who say that the Earth is like on a turtle, and then with 4 elephants and so on, and things could have been scaled up from such a like a beginning, if you like, the Big Bang, if you like, could have been this beginning where there was this one giant entity being, and then it spawns others that then eventually become where we are now, but smaller, but no less. For me, it's like a hologram, right? You can break a hologram, and it's every part of the hologram is in each fractal of it. And I think that I'd like to think that we are a fractal of the great being, whatever God is, whatever it all is. We are a fractal of it. No less part of the ocean than a fish, but I think we carry the consciousness of something divine, and that consciousness, for whatever reason, this game at this time has chosen to rob us of the stuff or cathedrals and the ancient knowledge of Tartarians and so on, the knowledge of music and sound and healing and living long and prosperous and well-developed lives, full lives, where you can make Mozart and all these things, Stradivarius and cathedrals and so this was once our story too, and all of those stories are our stories. So we need not be glum that right now the story is in the ghetto, and we can kind of make our own music in the ghetto, and in so doing, hopefully find our way through the shit pipe of Shawshank Prison to a divine, a little bit like that Trading Places movie where they end up on the beach, right? At the end of that, the two of them come together and they go, well, we can make this work and chill here in Javier Beach or wherever, just and name it random. And that's where we're going to be in September, by the way. Javier.
Yeah. So I just want to welcome, there's a couple of 100 people in chat. Thank you for being here on Good Friday. And I'm guessing lots of people are really busy doing
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Boom Shankar. Hello, Salad. Hello, 2040. Hello, everybody. I don't know these people. Russ is there. Right, Russ, I know him. The Last Idealist. truth, what we must not forget. A lot of this is a lot of this truthing game is just people needing to be, you know, that's where research comes in. It's research, you're searching it again, and people just need verification for what they already think they know intuitively. It's like, I think this is happening. Maybe. Yeah, and you're like, yeah, I think it is, and then they get all goose pimply, and they're like, yeah, that's happening, because that's when you know you pick truth. Then
and the thing is, like, remembering, because you already know. You know, we're connected to the Akashic records or whatever. We're connected, actually,
whatever it is. Yeah.
So we already know stuff. It's just really a matter of pulling it back in.
That's what I do.
Yeah, and
yeah,
I mean, it's a mystery to me why some people are super talented at music and others are not, or, you know, have one gift or another. But, you know, I guess if God, say, or this all is wanting to experience itself in a billion different ways, then it's going to need the whole tableau. It may only need one striker to score the goal, but it needs a stadium full of fans and the guy to cut the orange.
Maradona, the hands of God.
Say again?
Maradona, the hand of God.
Yeah.
Still having nightmares about that, mate.
Yeah, what a tosser.
Bread and circuses.
Drugs are bad.
It's all good. But, you know, they needed the way it was that after the Falklands War or something. It was also not long after that.
Mm.
The Argentinian kind of thing. Anyway, I've got to move house in the morning. So
I know we'll be running for it'll be 1:11 minutes in a minute. Now it's now. Yeah. So it'll be a good time to get off, I reckon. And thank everybody for being there. The links are down below in the descriptions box, guys. We can get together again beforehand if you want and just have a little chat. That was electric. I really enjoyed that chat, guys.
Awesome.
I thought it was really, really awesome, actually.
Yeah, we should do it more often.
Yeah, let's do it again, man.
All right, then. Let's do it again, because I love that. All right, thanks, guys.
Awesome.
All right, then. All right, peace and love to you all, guys. Stay groovy and stay epic, and I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to dive in deep again.
Double flat thumbs.
Yeah, wiggly flat thumbs. Thanks, guys. Thanks, brothers.
Cheers, man. Bye, guys.
Ciao.